Well, hope you're having as much fun as we are today. This is episode 304 of Fine Music, where we compare Taylor Swift to all kinds of artists. Who are these artists? Let's share screen and find out. There we are. Oh, we got some old timers today. I'm going to do the old timers, right?
Oh, Peter Green. There you go.
Yeah. Because I am, of another generation, so I did not know Peter
Oh
Green had a
man.
solo career. But now my eyes have been opened, and I bought 7 of his albums, which is really all 7. Because after, if you know his history, after he had the little drug trouble, he came back and formed a splinter group, right? The Peter Green Splinter Group, which is more bluesy, really hardcore original blues. And
The
these
original
albums,
Fleetwood Mac is very, very bluesy.
yeah. And so these albums are not so bluesy. They're more like jazz rock. And the one that was my gateway drug was his first one from 1970 called The End of the Game, which is all instrumental except for the last 2 songs. So I was listening through and go, oh man, this is a great instrumental album, just like with Tom Verlaine. Oh, this is a great instrumental album. But then those last 2 songs helped me acquire appreciation for his voice, which is approximating anything. It approximates Eric Clapton, in my opinion. So then there was that hiatus, and in 1979, his second album came out, In the Skies, which is every bit as good, and it's all vocals. Everything is all vocals from here on out. What came after that? 80 was Little Dreamer, which the critics didn't like it as much, but I like it. He does a couple remakes. This starts to become a trend as the albums go along. Like he does Born Under a Bad Sign. And then the next album's from 81, What You Gonna Do? This one has really different production values. It's more popish than the other albums. I think they were trying to get mainstream acceptance, and the single was Got to See Her Tonight. And it's the one I like the least of the 7 albums, really. It's not as bluesy, it's not as jazzy. The one that came shortly after that, White Sky, that's a great album. That is just a fabulous album. I'm afraid to play anything from these because he might be major label. So I'm not going to.
There's a song that he has online. You can find it on YouTube. I don't see it on any of the albums that you have up.
Well,
It's
there's only
called
one more
Jump.
album to talk about, I think.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Colors, 83. Yeah. Colors came out in 83. And it's just as good as the others. I remember mostly that last song, Funky Jam, really lives up to its title. That's a
No, the
great
song that I'm
song.
thinking of isn't on there. The song that I'm thinking of isn't on there. It's called Jumping
Well,
at Shadows.
what's it called?
Jumping at Shadows.
Maybe it's from his Splinter group.
I don't know. It's just
Might be.
it's a live recording. I know that.
Oh, so yeah. I don't know then. But I do know this. Get Peter Green. He's awesome.
Black Magic Woman.
Yeah, and some of these songs kind of have that flavor. He's
Mhm.
even got a song called Black Woman. Where is that song? Hiding here somewhere. But there's one called Slabo Day, kind of has that flavor. Even In the Skies has that flavor. You can tell it's the same guitarist. I mean, his guitar tone is so pure. I love it. I love it. It's just worth the price of admission, his guitar alone.
A lot of purist Fleetwood Mac fans say the group went downhill after he left, but I don't agree with it. But it was
Well,
different.
it's different. It's just
Yeah,
different. It's just different.
right.
There's like 2 different groups, just like the Doobie
Yep.
Brothers, different.
Yep.
Chicago, different. Yeah. So this is similar situation with Fleetwood Mac, definitely. Yeah, but these albums, I just love them because they don't sound commercial. They're not radio hits. This is jazzy blues rock or bluesy jazz rock, and it's just a consistently high quality composition. It just needs to be more well known. It's just
Yeah.
good stuff.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotta move on. There's another guy. He's been in failing health, Mick Ralphs. He had a stroke in, I think, 2016, so he hasn't recovered from that stroke. But up until then, I mean, right up until then, he was performing. And it's just not a well-known fact that he has solo albums. I didn't know he had solo albums. So I'll start with his two solo albums. One's from 1984. You might remember that was the time when Bad Company was transitioning from Paul Rodgers to another vocalist. His name's Greg Howe or something. And so these songs, they have that Bad Company flavor, but no Paul Rodgers. And thanks to engineering, speaking of manipulating sounds, thanks to engineering, he gets his voice to approximate Paul. At least it's in the same wheelhouse. So these songs are truly blues rock in the Bad Company way. They could have been Bad Company songs. Leave it at that. But surprisingly enough, 2002's album is instrumental, just guitar. And it's really good, just guitar. So I can highly recommend that album, maybe even more. Well, no, I like Bad Company, so they're both good for me. But if you like guitar instrumental, Mick Ralph's got his own tone. He's got his own signature tone, and he knows how to use it. He's a great composer. I never realized what a great composer he was. I didn't give him enough credit. But when he was in Mata Hoople and Bad Company, he was probably the primary musical composer for both of those groups. Just very creative when it comes to creating songs. And it's a particular type of song, right? It's just like very tight blues rock. I mean, 3 minutes, preferably, that kind of thing. And the other one I bought is a live album called the Mick Ralphs Blues Band. There's some remakes here. And this is 2016, so this is just before he had the stroke. It's a great album. It's just well produced. The sonics are perfection. So if you're a blues rock aficionado, this is a must-have. Really nicely done. It works well in a group setting, that's for sure. All right. Since I got a minute here, maybe I can just take care of these other two because there's not much to them. How did I find these groups? Well, in my algorithm came up this album By the Unfolding from 1967.
Oh, I listened to that.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
And it's wow, it's got the flavor, that's for sure. 100%. But then the first few songs are, pure psych rock. I've Got a Zebra, She Can Fly is a fantastic song. It's what you'd expect, psychedelic, but then it starts turning into a novelty music, right? Like they stop singing, they start talking you through some cosmic moments. And the parable really is a parable, and Hare Krishna is what you think it's going to be. And Electric Buddha, Love Supreme Deal, meditations are truly meditations. Yeah, so it lives up to its titles. Definitely something you could put on if you're having a psychedelic pizza party. Yeah, psychedelic pizza.
Sounds like a great name for a band.
Yeah, so I was looking for another album by The Unfolding, so I key in Unfolding, and I get this instead. This guy called, well, his band name, it's just a guy from Ireland. His band name is Chequerboard. And this is really, it took me by big surprise. It's not disco, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess you can call it electronica, but this is so gentle and acoustic. It's almost, dare I say it, it's almost new wave. It's that stuff, ambient or new wave or whatever, but it's more than that because these songs have such marvelous little touches in them, little bits of flavoring that you wouldn't find in normal new age. He's unique. He's unique, and he's not well known because the videos on YouTube, they've got maybe 200 views. He's as unknown as us. Well, almost as unknown as us. And because we have like 180 odd members, and I don't think he's got a whole lot of members, but he deserves to be heard. So maybe I
I
can
like
play
the
some of
I like the
him.
titles. I like the titles.
Pick a title.
People Dust.
Okay, let's where is that? Oh, there it is.
Number
People
10.
Dust. Okay. I have to remember to share sound. Here we go. Share sound. Yeah, that's a good example.
Video game.
Let's do all just a little bit more, I think. Most of the songs are not this electronic. Okay. Skip ahead. No. Another element. It sounds like this could be a good soundtrack for Pong. Adding a sound, adding a sound. Okay, I gotta do another song because that was so uncharacteristic of the rest of the album.
Great video game music there.
Yeah, that was high speed Pong. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Want to pick another title? I mean, you can't. I don't think you'll pick two electronics in a row. Let's see.
Oh, Glass Hands.
Which one?
Glass Hands, number 8.
Oh, from the same album. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not willing to.
Okay, let's go to the number 3. It's The Sorrow Bird.
Yeah. No, that's got to be Tranquil. Let's see. Uh-oh. I'm gonna skip ahead. That feels more new agey.
Got a Wyndham Hill sound to it.
This reminds me, some of his songs have been used for soundtracks to videos. So that's probably an example. Maybe there's one out there. I don't remember which one, but if you go on the internet and you look for Chequerboard with a QE, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure you'll find some videos. Yeah, I put up a video on Find Music. Which one did I do? Maybe it was The Unfolding. Anyway, so there's one on Find Music, and of course you can go to YouTube and just look up Chequerboard, and there'll be some of the videos are actual artistic videos with his soundtrack. Yeah, so he was just a total surprise, pleasant surprise to find Chequerboard. All right, and that takes care of us for today. We're in Find Music. We're hoping for the electronic return of Fred Whitlock. Well, there he is.
There he is.
I said his name, made it happen. We'll see you next week, hopefully, and keep on finding music on YouTube. And of course, we're a Facebook group too. You can go on Facebook and see our finds there and post your own as well. Got some commentary going back and forth. Could be fun. All right, gang.